Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are running behind time a bit, and so for that reason, as well as the fact that all these gentlemen really need no introduction, I will do a very short introduction. The first speaker will be Mr. Pushp Jain. To all of us in the polymer industry, whether upstream or downstream, the KLJ group needs no introduction at all. They are a pioneer in and a leading manufacturer of plasticizers and polymer compounds. Mr. Pushp Jain is the managing director of KLJ Plasticizers. He is a commerce graduate with a master's in business administration. He not only gets into many ventures, but is also into many adventures. Very avid traveler. We may not be able to. He won't be able to take us in all his travels, but then let us travel with him as he starts his talk on latest developments in plasticizers. Ms. Pushp.
So with that line on adventures, I should also like to say that our session chair is no less. If you only see his picture profile, it will show you that how many treks he goes to. He goes up to the Great China Wall and makes all the other people also slog in the slow. We have done that. All other places that he goes with a backpack is another story, but ye baat kabhi aur sahi.
Good morning, everybody. I still see people coming back from their tea and coffee breaks, but I'm sure they will be running now with the session starting. So thank you, Krishnamoorthy, for a warm introduction, and thank you, Nidhi, for organizing such a great event. Great yesterday, all day was good events, and I'm sure today will also be good. So how do you... Yeah, so KLJ Group, just a quick introduction. As a lot of you must be knowing, we are the largest producers of plasticizers in India and South Asia. I'm sorry, but I can't read from the text there. So yes, KLJ Group, we are three business verticals. Started in 1967 with polymer compounding. We started our plasticizer business in 1980s, and then secondary plaster chlorinated paraffins in 1995. So today, last year, we had a turnover of 1.4 million tons production and turnover of $1.2 billion last year. We have recently started our new plasticizer plant in Jagat, which is the first integrated plant for manufacturing plasticizers and phthalic, backward integrated to phthalic anhydride, 100,000 tons of phthalic and 300,000 tons of plasticizers in Jagat. We have grown in this field with a lot of stress on innovation and R&D. So that's the reason why we've been able to come up with newer products throughout the last 3 decades, especially in the plasticizer and the polymer compounding business. I will not spend much time on the introduction and straight delve into the subject of plasticizers and the new developments happening in the plasticizer market.
Next would be Dr. Frank Abraham from Galata Chemicals. Dr. Frank did his graduation in macromolecular chemistry and then a doctorate in supramolecular chemistry. I think most of us here would need a separate 20-minute presentation to understand what is macromolecular chemistry and supramolecular, but that is for another day. He has spent nearly 15 years in the additive field and has co-authored several publications on additives. So who better than Dr. Frank to lead us and tell us how to remove lead from PVC pipes in India? Dr. Frank?
Thank you very much for your kind introduction, and thank you for the opportunity to speak here. I'm happy to be here to represent Galata Chemicals. And the topic today I'm speaking about will be removing lead from PVC stabilizers in pipes in India. Let me have first a few words about Galata Chemicals. Galata Chemicals is a specialty manufacturing company for additives, mainly used in PVC. We offer primary plasticizers under the Drapex Alpha, bio-based plasticizers, secondary plasticizers like epoxidized soybean oil or based on tall oil. We offer mixed metal stabilizers. There is tin stabilizers based on organotin to heat stabilize PVC. There is also heavy metal free stabilizers under the trademark OBS. And we offer processing aids based on acrylic, polymers, and acrylic impact modifiers. From the organotin chemistry, there is foam-res catalysts, which can be used for the polyurethane foam to catalyze it. There is liquid phosphide esters, solid antioxidants, and thioesters, which may be used in polyolefins. Galata Chemicals is a global manufacturing company. We have manufacturing sites with technical laboratory centers in US, in Canada, in Germany, in Turkey, Izmir, and in Daesh, India. Each of the sites has laboratory centers and to do R&D and to support our customers with technical support. Now back to my presentation. To give you a short outline, I will speak about the PVC degradation and stabilization. I will give you a comparative analysis of heat stabilizers for the rigid PVC. Metal tin heat stabilizers will be introduced for pipe applications, and I will show you an example how lead stabilizers can be replaced by metal tin stabilizers. We will go through the advantages of it, and we will draw some conclusions. So the function of a PVC stabilizer is to prevent the PVC polymer from degradation, since it is intrinsically unstable and it is inherently tending to degrade upon heat, light, or in shear process. There is different types of stabilizers for PVC. It can be solids or paste mixed metal stabilizers. It can be liquid mixed metal stabilizers, and also alkyl tin containing stabilizers, which is the topic of today, and heavy metal free stabilizers. Lead stabilizers are in the market, but not.
Rajeev Mehendale. Mr. Rajeev is a co-founder and director of Goldstab Organics Private Limited, chemical engineering graduate. We are also very thankful for him for his role as the Honorary Secretary of Indian Vinyl Council, in whose activities he takes a very keen interest. He very freely shares his vast knowledge by regularly writing and speaking in both international and national fora. Today we are lucky to be hearing him speak on stabilizers, the latest trends and developments. Mr. Rajeev.
Thank you, Krishnamoorthy ji, for the kind introduction. I'll be speaking on heat stabilizers, the latest trends and development. Before I come on to the main topic, a quick brief on my company. So this company was established or founded by myself and one very dear friend of mine, Mr. Sandeep Shah is here. We are very proud to say that today we are the largest manufacturer and exporter of stabilizers as well as metallic stearates in India. We are also very proud to say that we are having one of the best state-of-the-art research and technology development center in our campus in Gujarat in India. You can see the photograph on the right, where it's an aerial photograph of our plant in Gujarat. This plant is spread over 10 acres of land. It houses multiple buildings for different types of stabilizers. You know, we are making all types of stabilizers, including lead-based, calcium-based, liquid stabilizers, as well as a small research and development center building which you see in the front. This is one of the very few plants in the world which are fully back integrated. What I mean by fully back integrated, meaning we start right from the metal and then we convert from metal to oxides, oxide to salts, to intermediates, and then these intermediates are used internally for making the formulations which is popularly known as one-packs. This plant is completely automated. It is, all the processes are controlled by PLC and SCADA technology. Very modern one, highly mechanized. The further story, I will let the numbers tell the further story of Goldstab. So we have two manufacturing sites today, one in India, which you just saw the photograph, and second in Malaysia. The total manufacturing capacity which we have is 60,000 metric ton per annum as of today.
Jain is one of the most trusted supplier of additives to the UPVC and CPVC processing sector. And he is going to share his knowledge on innovation in stabilizers and additives for the vinyl industry. Mr. Jagat Chokshi.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. And Nidhi ma'am, thank you. It's been just an amazing arrangements and we are extremely happy for it. And it's been almost after 4 years that we are getting together and we are getting a good chance to interact with industry people. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you. I'll straight away talk about first about the Sylvan. So there's something very interesting story. Everyone has a story, so we also have an interesting story. This company is actually founded in 1985. So my father was the first one who started medical grade compounding in India with the tin stabilizers. And it was since then, it's last more than 33 years, we never been even bought a single penny of lead. So we are proudly say that we are the first in India who has an entire lead free manufacturing plant. Our vision was very clear that we will always helpful to the industry and will solve the problem of the industry. But being in technical background, he was only into compounding industry. After 2011, me and my brother, who's also from the technical background, we joined the company and we see that there's a big opportunity for us to deliver a solution instead of compounds, because I believe that in India, there's a typical story that everyone wants their manufacturing their own compound. They really want to try it and they don't want to be dependent on anybody else. Although there's not a scenario at all, but it's just a mindset of a typical Indian people. So we, instead of going into negative sense, we took it in a positive way. And we thought that we do have a technology understanding of polymer, but we should not go into compounding business. So instead of that, we thought that let's create a new age of vertical where not even a one pack and not even a compound, there would be a certain different vertical altogether where we can give a product to again to an end user. They just need to mix it up two things. So it would be much easier for them, although the cost is it's not going to increase for them as well. So they also got satisfied.
Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all. Thank you, Elite Plus team, and thank you, Krishnamoorthy ji. Today my main topic is to discuss about advanced calcium carbonate solution for the different PVC application. Before I go to the main topic, I will like to give a quick view on about Omya. Omya is the headquarters is in Switzerland. Omya is global industrial mineral producer company, mainly with calcium carbonate and adjacent mineral. Omya is also worldwide specialty distribution company. So Omya is having a two pillar. One is the manufacturing product, calcium carbonate. Another is the distribution business. These two pillars support 5 different segments of Omya, which is divided based on the application. It starts with the construction, consumer good, paper and board, environmental solution, and polymer. Omya is having a global presence. We are present more than 50 countries. Total we are 9,000 employees, including me also. And our turnover is more than 4 billion CHF. Omya in Asia Pacific, our headquarters is in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. Our R&D center, regional R&D center is in Singapore for polymer segment. And Omya is having a 2 plant in India, Surat and Taloja, and 4 plant in Malaysia, where we supply a raw material to the Indian customer. Omya is a very innovative company. We hold more than 300 patents. 75% of our patent considered as an innovation category. And Omya is among the top 20 innovative company in the Switzerland. So that's about Omya. Now more about calcium carbonate, our manufacturing business. Calcium carbonate is the sustainable raw material. When I say sustainable, means is the carbon footprint. The calcium carbonate carbon footprint is 54 kg CO2 equivalent, which is much lower than the polymer. Polypropylene carbon footprint is 1,800 CO2 equivalent. So if you add any percentage of calcium carbonate into the formulation, you are making product more sustainable. Calcium carbonate is also a renewable material and globally available raw material. Today, I'm talking about the ground calcium carbonate, and the ground calcium carbonate is produced via mechanical grinding process. For the benefit of the applications, 3 key parameters is required for the calcium carbonate when we design our product. First is the fineness of the product. Second is the particle size curve of the calcium carbonate. And third is the coating media and coating accuracy. Today I am going to talk about the 3 different grades of calcium carbonate which we have used in different applications. The first grade is standard ground calcium carbonate. When I say standard ground calcium carbonate, means is the coarser grade with the higher particle size, so less than 2 micron is 40%. Fine ground calcium carbonate is the steeper curve PSD, less than 2 micron is 80. And a third product is ultra fine ground calcium carbonate, is again steeper curve product, but less than 2 micron particle is 90. So I am going to talk about these 3 products and how it is going to affect into the application. Before I go into the applications and case study, what are the key market requirements? The key market requirements are divided into the 3 major categories. First is the sustainability. When the converter or the OEM like to use the carbon neutral product or product which is having a carbon neutral or the product made out of with the green raw material. Second is the functionality. When the product designer design the product, they will like to design a product which work into the high speed machine line speed. They like to design a product which give a better long-term property and better aesthetic. So second is the functionality. So first is the sustainability, second is functionality, and third is very important for every business is the profitability. When the chemist or the product designer select the raw material, they like to select the raw material based on the performance and the cost. And to achieve these 3 key market requirements, calcium carbonate is one of the solution. High purity calcium carbonate give better aesthetic and better long-term performance.
From Goldstab Marketing. My question is to Mr. Jain. What is the scope of plant-based plasticizer, and what do you think is the future of that? And which plant can be used for making that, and how they are sustainable in a longer run? This is my question.
Yeah, thank you. Good question. The name is Pushp Jain actually, and plant-based plasticizer already. I think epoxidized soybean oil is a widely used secondary plasticizer and additive for many years. So soybean-based plasticizer, and which Galata also makes, and we are making in India also. There is a lot of research being done in other plant-based plasticizers, but none of them have yet come to a general purpose use. They are in a very specialized applications. There are some products being developed in Europe and the US. And in India also we are working on a lot of plant-based plasticizers, but they are still quite expensive to be used in the general purpose market yet.
Well, if there are no more questions, we will close the session. Thank you very much. Thanks to all my speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna sir. And we know that one luncheon chair, Shri and Krishnamoorthy, to please hand over the mementos to our panel of empowered speakers. I understand that the OPEX is only maybe 5% by value and 5% value and 3% revenue volume, right? But that is the trick. That makes the difference. So, the first speaker, Shri Pushp Jain, Managing Director, KLJ Plasticizers.
Our next memento, ladies and gentlemen, to Dr. Frank Abraham. I request you to present our next memento to Mr. Rajeev Mehendale.
Mehendale is the name.
Mehendale. My apologies.
No, it's good.
Our next memento to Mr. Jagat Chokshi.
Jagat, you can help our industry make a little bit of those small videos that you have that made for the cricket. At least what we need to do for our image or something, I'm sure we can come up with something very bright. We loved it.
And to Mr. Ashish Bhatt as well.
This is the award for the speaker in time. Goes to Ashish Bhatt. And may I request Shri Varun Singh Punia ji, the Deputy Industrial Advisor, Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Government of India, to please hand over our dear session chair, his memento, please.
Thank you so much everybody, and thank you so much to all our panelists. A quick group photo. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure as we are giving you food for thought here on the stage, your thoughts are on food as well. And we all know, so now it's time for a networking lunch as well. So that will be for about 50 minutes, ladies.
45. 1:45 we'll be back.
All right, 45 minutes. So we'll ensure that all of us are back at 1:45 p.m.